That's for you, Chris Coyne. OM. We have ourselves a rove. Great signal. Look at all the tin that we're in and everything like that. We pull out a little copper rove. Unbelievable, but unbelievable. These are my nemesis. Good signal, but bloody hell. Come on.
Yeah.
G'day folks, I'm the Coffee Bush Kid. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We are out today. Ooh, we're in a glass dumpy area. There's lots of glass, there's lots of crockery, there's lots of tin. It is the type of place I thrive in. And as a little bit of a change up, I've got the 900 out for a play with the beloved 6-inch coil. I do miss that. Anyway, we're going to be out here. I'm going to try some different settings. I was reading the manual on the Equinox 900 and came across the fact that field 2 is good for small hammered coins on edge. They're nearly the size of a threepence, aren't they? Ooh, are we going to find any of those? Well, I certainly hope so. What else will we find? We might find pennies and half pennies. Hopefully wild silver. We're probably going to have some nice eyes only find. There's a lot of bottles here. I have found small bottles here before, and you know I like little things. So yeah, probably enough yabba from me. Let's get out there. Come on, it's time to go. Alrighty folks, first off, we've turned the machine on. I've done nothing more than that. What we need to do is I'm going to toggle over to 2. So that's just the coil button. So I want field 2. We can see where its factory presets are. What I'm now going to do is hit the cog button, and I'm going to move across to accept reject, which is that one there. I'm now going to press the plus button so our little cursor starts moving up. So we can see that moving up there. There we go, and we're onto that one. Now, I'm going to press the accept reject button, plus, and now I can just hold my thumb on there. We're going up to 33. And take everything out. There we go, we've taken 33 out. If we move across to 34, we see 33 has vanished. Now that's all I want to do with that. So I am mass cherry picking. So 34 is a half sovereign. We want that, and we want all the silvers around there. I'm not going to worry about anything that's behind there. The next thing I'm going to do is press the cog button again. What's my recovery speed? It's 6. Now I know my soil here is fairly shallow, so I'm not going to worry about any lost depth by increasing my recovery speed. So let's live dangerously. Let's take it up to 8. So it doesn't go any further than 8 with the recovery speed. That's what we're going to play in. I'm just going to check my iron bias. So I'll press and hold the cog button, and that goes into our second function. Now we can see here that our iron bias is set at 0. That's what I want. I'm going to press and hold the cog button again to get back to our main menu. The reason why I want an iron bias at 0 is I don't want any masking by pieces of steel or whatever on the targets that I want. There's a lot of steel here. I don't want anything covered by a halo effect. Now that's all I need to do for that. I'm going back to the start. Now we can get serious. So noise cancel. Away we go. Press the button. Today it says we're on channel 3 and I say that sounds great. I'm going to do a ground balance. So press and hold the accept reject button. When those numbers stabilise, and it has now at 14, that's our ground balance. This is good. Now, our volume's at 20, that's all fine. I'm going back to the main menu now, so I'm going to press the pinpoint button. Let's check what our sensitivity is. You can either check it by the minus button or the plus button. It's at 20, that would be fine. I could even drop it back further because I know my targets aren't very deep. So if I think I'm getting too much interference with a lot of other bits and pieces, I can drop my sensitivity back. But let's just play at 20. So right now, we are ready to go. So let's go and find something. All right, we've got something that's ranging from about 67 to about 71. It's not very deep. And you can see that I'm not moving the coil very much at all, just to get that. You don't want to do the big swings because there's lots of other stuff around us. So you just want to practice on that just movement so you can really hone in on it. Anyway, come and have a look at the screen. You can see how much I'm just moving. We see we're not very far down, and you can see the numbers. Now, the other thing that I forgot to tell you that we didn't do, was that I went into the target tones. If we just do that, there we go. Field 2 is actually all tones. I've dropped it back to 5 tones because that is what I like better. And then I can get into just doing that. So anyway, let's see what's in the ground. Alrighty, let's get the pinpointer. Now, the thing with the pinpointer is that potentially we can cut its sensitivity right back because we know it's not very deep. So this is just right here. Something probably in that. Oh, you rotten sod. This will probably be the first of many. And it is, oh look at that, a Bacardi top. They come in at those numbers. I suppose we've got to expect that in a rubbish pile, but big rubbish pile full of many, many signals. In fact, have a look at all that steel that's there that we're going to be playing in amongst. And we have pulled out an aluminium lid, which is of course a non-ferrous target. Anyway, we'll keep going. In a rubbish dump, there's no need to swing fast, and you're listening for repeatable signals. There'll be a lot of plip-plop, and steel, as I look for some, well, we'll find it in a tick, no doubt. Steel will give you a target, but you'll get used to it. But you just want, that is an interesting one. You are only after those little peeps. It could be something nice and small. I've already shifted it. No, there's a bit of plip-plop, not worried about that. But you're just going to have to take your time. Steel will give you like from 48 into the 50s, but then there are other targets in amongst there that are good too. So you've got to figure out whether it's a long piece or whether it's just short and sharp right in one spot. A lot happening you've just got to get into the zone of it. Now, that's a 40-42. Couple of bars down. That takes my interest. It's only in there. So we'll take a dig. We'll see what that is. It can be very... People go, oh, you know, there's a lot of targets in a rubbish dump like this. Yes, there is. That's brightened up. But it can also be very, very therapeutic and just... You zone out, zone in, whichever way you want to look at it. We're out. So whatever we're after seems to be... Oh, there we go. Now there's a piece of lead. So, okay, we found it, non-ferrous, in amongst all the rubbish. And you go, yeah, okay, that's a piece of lead, kid, nice. It's not a piece of tin. It's not a... Well, it is a piece of rubbish, but, you know, we can take that home, sell it to the scrap man. That's not an issue. But we've just found a small target in a big area of rubbish. You've just got to take your time. Just let it all flow over you. Forget your worries of the world and everything like that. Just move quietly, move in amongst everything. You're not going to be covering great tracts of land. That's not why we're here. We're getting in to find all the little hidden treasures in amongst all the rubbish. Now, the other thing is too, if you dig up rubbish in a rubbish dump, it's okay. I'm going to say you don't have to take it home because it's a rubbish dump. But in the same token, be respectful. Yes, we're in a rubbish dump. Yes, we've dug a hole. We will fill it in. And we'll just keep going. Just take your time getting in. You'll get something really good, I can tell you. Now this, we're sort of 84, 87. Now we're into the high 90s on this edge. You can't leave a signal like that lying in the ground by itself. But what is it going to be? Another aluminium lid. Hoping for a coin. We're out. It's not in that. No, it's definitely in here. And it is that. So, that's what we've got. I think it's an aluminium tube, or used to be. It's nothing much that we want, but by the same token, you know, there is another non-ferrous target out of the rubbish. Oh, hang on a minute. The boy has spotted something. See that? And you'll go, what? But wait. I think that's the Wilkinson sword. No, it's something else written there. Oh, it's writing. Whether we can decipher what it is, oh, I don't know. But something underlined. There you go. Interesting piece. We're certainly not taking it, and I don't know what it is. But, you know, little interesting piece of history that we've just dug out. There could have been thousands of, hundreds of thousands of these produced and thrown out all over the world. But we've found this one here today. Cool little find. Anyway, we'll keep going. I got this nice little signal and I kicked it out with the leaf litter, but I am actually heading towards this little feature right here. And you go, oh, what caused that? Has someone else been digging here? No, that is where a kangaroo has scratched out everything to lie down in the cool shade underneath this wattle tree. Actually, it looks like a cooter mongrel. And they just want to get some shade. So, back to this. This is what I've shifted. And I've actually found one of these out here before. And it's that. And that's a little draw pull. So they would have drilled a hole through the front of a drawer and pushed this through there, and that can be opened up each way like a split pin. And there you go. And then you've got your little draw pull, and someone else has gone, oh, that's too bloody hard to hold on to. So they've obviously put a piece of wire on to make it easier to pull the drawer out. But yeah, cool little find. This is copper, as we can see by how red it's just gone now that I've moved it. Yeah, interesting little find. Anyway, we're going to see what the roos have left for us. No, that's all scrappy. Got an interesting little signal here. It's a bit of a blurpy 4851, and that is the proper technical detecting terminology, blurpy. But when I turn it 90 degrees, that goes, and I get a really nice 64, 65, just fractionally away from it. Turn around, goes into blurpiness. So blurpy. Nice. Anyway, we're going to dig that just out of interest. So it's potentially something that's of a regular shape. And I can tell you what, in the rubbishy, dumpy areas and that, it doesn't take much digging to get something out, which is nice. We're out. The change is there, and it's in here somewhere. So what's it going to be? I've turned the pinpointer on. Oh, don't tell me we've found a bloody rove. Look at that there. Let's just break that open. No, it's not a rove. What happened? Now, I did say it was of a regular shape, didn't I? Oh, that's cool. I don't know what it is, but I'm saying right from the get-go, that's cool. It nearly looks like the hand off a clock, but it's not. But that is actually a really, really nice piece of brass or bronze. We'll say some sort of copper alloy. Oh, yeah. It's had steel on there. That might have been what's giving us our bloopy signal. But what's really interesting to me is the fact, and I'll get there in a tick, is that in here, it's almost like it's a little measuring spoon. You know, you would have got something there, packed it down, knocked it off, and that's your measure. And off it goes into something. Now, I don't know whether that's a steel pin. You see how that's risen up there? Is that a steel pin that goes through to the other side? Let's just quickly have a clean, and it is. So that may well have pivoted on something. This could have been the bottom end of like a con rod that pushed up and down. In fact, the more I do that, the more I'm thinking it might be something like that. Nonetheless, as you can tell by how I'm going off, that is a very cool little find from a rubbish dump. Don't know what it's from, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Well, I got me a signal. It had my attention, but it was slightly off kilter. There we go. An axe head, and that is a colossal axe head. Oh, yeah. I used to find one nearly every time I went out, but yeah, there we go. There's an axe head for us. Now that we've got that out of our system, we can keep going. In amongst a whole lot of flip-flop, I've got 59 to 62. I can make it sound all the same all the way around there. So, only going to be one thing to do, isn't there? What are we going to say it is? Aluminium? Is it going to be a coin? It's out. It sounds like it might just be there. Oh, okay, I can tell you what that is. Oh look, we've even got the mechanism. Tell you what, I'll just give it a quick brush and I can tell you that this will be part of a locking mechanism, either for a small drawer or something like that, because look at that. Inside there is still all the mechanisms. So this might have had something up and over that would have maybe done something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that that will have been off the inside of a drawer. But yeah, copper alloy, probably brass, and yeah, it. You know, we've got all this tin and everything around us, and we still pulled that out of the ground. Love a 6-inch coil, and the 900 is doing an absolute brilliant job. Alrighty folks, now you see that I've discriminated out, and some say, well, why do you do that? Well, if we push the horseshoe button, we now have everything notched back in. No discrimination at all. Now we can hear just some low level bloop bloop bloops, but if we start to head out into other areas, you know, this is just going off. Could you imagine trying to go through this? Looking for stuff. So in fairness, if we do that, I've just pushed the horseshoe button, so I've got my discrimination in. It's a lot quieter, isn't it? So that's why we do it, especially in rubbishy areas like this. It's more for peace of mind as well as cherry picking. But yeah, certainly a good thing to do in spots like this. Alright, I got this. Yeah, that's going to pull you up. And it did. And I dug it. And we all better come and have a look at what we found. Oh. And this is how it is. I haven't touched it since we uncovered it. There it is right there. How cute is that? That is a little tiny padlock. It's not very well made, but we will get the brush onto it and see who did make it. Oh, look at that. It's got the pins and everything. Oh, I've had one of these before. Oh, actually, now that's interesting. Sometimes I've just found this piece of brass with that in it, and I don't think I've known what it was. So now, oops, this is a complete one. Oh, I'm bloody wrapped with that. It's even got patent written on there. So there we are, BBRD, so it's like BB Road, and actually it is a little padlock. Wouldn't have been a very good one, but it's a little padlock nonetheless, and we've actually got the full amount of it. Oh, that's a cracking little find, that one. Yeah, funny, I said I was happy with the small things. That's a little tiny padlock. Pretty much complete. Oh, very happy with that. Well, just detecting away, and I got a 45 signal. And we got that, and I thought, oh, bit of aluminium. Yep, no worries. No, I've given it a rub. And I reckon we've got ourselves a piece of silver. And how fancy is that? There's no hallmarks. The hallmarks are probably on this side of it. But we've got the little pin. I reckon that would have probably been on the top of a purse or a bag or something. But yeah, that's silver. In fact, there is something there. But yeah, quite happy with that. Nothing wrong. It's nice bloody work on it too. Little stars and acanthus leaves and everything. Yeah, rip a little fine for a piece of silver. That's all right. Day's not wasted. Well, the beauty of being in a dump site, you have to slow down. So you are just slowly mooching through. You're letting the targets wash over you, but you are also looking around. And looking around, you see something like that on the ground. How is that for a glass stopper? That's a cracker of a one, that one. So yeah, a little bit of damage, but that's, oh, there's almost some writing on the top of that too. But that's a ripper of a little find. She's been sun bleached and everything. But that's as cool as. Alrighty folks, that is our day come to an end. We've been out with the trusty old Equinox 900 with the 6-inch coil, and I have had some fun. And I suppose that, of all things, is what detecting is all about. Been in the rubbish piles, and some of you will go, well, geez, how can you do that? You just let it wash over you. It's just calming. We have discriminated out, so we are cherry picking. It was just nice we weren't getting the whole gamut coming at us. It's just those gentle waves washing over you. It's very therapeutic. We got some nice stuff. We did get our silver. We found the answer to a mystery that has thwarted us for decades. Well, quite a few years anyway. That little padlock. That was a ripper little find. Yeah, we got some eyes only stuff, glass stoppers, everything like that. And I've just had a nice time out. Anyway, we drop one of these videos every Saturday night at 6:30 our time, so come along, subscribe, like, comment, share, do all the things to make a channel grow. But if you don't, just come on back next week, it'll be fine. But please do consider subscribing. Anyway, always good to fill in some of your day detecting, but remember to fill in all your holes when you're finished. And I'll catch you next time. Wow, we got a little hitchhiker on Viv's leg. It's looking at you with those red eyes. How cool was that? That's our little cicada. That is the sound of the Australian summer.